I think a big piece that is a catalyst for these projects could be different regulations that come from, the federal government, the state government, or even associations that, govern a specific industry. How do we see that affect a business? Is it usually something that happens very quickly and businesses aren't prepared? And what can businesses do to prepare for those kinds of regulations that are coming?
I mean, my perspective on this is I always think of like the carrot and the stick, right? So all of like the security compliance rules and regulations that are in place across all industries, this is broad, but they're in the regulation. They're also the right thing to do. Like the security, like having multi-factor authentication on email is gonna be a requirement. You should have already had it though, before they said it had to be a requirement. It's a requirement because so many people have a problem as a result of not having it. So all of those best practices that will make you compliant in whatever regulatory capacity you're going to be compliant are also the way you should have been doing it all along. So we want to keep our client on like the front end of those changes and those regulations, not on the, if you don't do this, you're going to get fined, penalized, dinged, yelled at, whatever, as a result of not following those rules. We want to stay out in front of it because it's the right thing to do. Like it's the right way to protect that network and that environment. Like it shouldn't take a government compliance thing to make us have backups off site. Like that's something we just should have in place because it's the right thing to do for the client, for the data. It's the way to build it. We shouldn't have to wait for somebody to force us to do it. And I feel like that's truth around all of like the compliance things that we're seeing happen. And same thing, the insurance company doesn't want the risk in their liability, cyber liability policies. So they're asking you to go do the stuff you should have already been doing to minimize your risk. Nobody wants that risk.